This road is traveled by dreamers, seekers of truth, visionaries, renegades and revolutionaries, patriots and pioneers, out on the edge of new frontiers. We've all come searching for something stirring deep in the soul of humanity, rising up from our common unity. An unspoken promise made between me and you, like a vision we shared from a higher view, as we witnessed our ultimate evolution, gave us a glimpse of an awakened world. Now we're walking this road, making good on that promise, and this is the peaceful revolution. Hunger in the heartland, urban jungles filled with rage. Desperation casts a shadow hanging over these dark days. Through the streets of these divided states, violence reverberates while prisoners in the land of the free watch the rape of our democracy. Cries of justice, prayers of peace for black kids gunned down by police. Hear the outrage echo through the urban prison ghetto. Hear the voices silenced by the sound of law and order coming down. So the truth goes undercover. Now it's us against each other, attacking one another, a brother up against a brother. In the game of tribal politics, equality gets lost in the mix as oligarchs seek a corporate fix to protect the wealthy, enrich the rich. Watch the lies unravel, see the power games unfold, while we try to find our way back to the place where we lost our soul. And we can gather up the pieces of a torn and scattered map to where we wandered into darkness and walked into a trap for a handful of promises in a glimmering illusion of choice. We traded in our power and we gave away our voice. And those Democrats and Republicans, you know they're all pretty much the same. Two sides of a coin, deep in the pockets of the ones who run the game. But we each hold a piece of this puzzle, like moments in forever. And now is the time to gather these pieces and put the map back together. This is the tipping point. This is the turning of the tide. We're taking back our power, rising up, unified. Hush now, can you hear it? The waking of the spirit. We listen to our destiny, responding to the call. Hear the power of the people calling out to one and all, knowing that the dream of democracy was born out of our common unity. I will stand with you, you stand with me, and we will stand in solidarity for all who struggle to be free. Free my sisters, free my brothers, let's unite to free each other. It's a good day to be free. It's a good day to be free. It's a good day for equality. It's a good day to be free. We will not be broken. We will not back down. And there'll be justice and equality when the revolution comes to town. We're kicking back our government We're shutting down the corporate control. We're fighting for America. We're taking back her soul. United, not divided, rising up as one. Side by side, unified. Come on, let's get it done. We the people are the power with the 99%. The defiant, non-violent voices of dissent. We stand united in the truth we represent. We the people have the power with the 99%. The revolution with the 99%, with the non-violent solution with the 99%, with the spirit of democracy with the 99%, with justice and equality with the 99%, with the people taking back control with the 99%. The American soul with the 99%. People are the power. We are the vision of unity. We are the 99%. People are the power. We are the hope of what will be with the 99%. People are the power. The people are the power. People are the power. The people are the power. The people are the power.
Once you realize that you're the master of your fate and the creator of your destiny, you don't get to outsource the job. So let's pull it together, folks. We not only have a government to fix, we got a planet to take care of.
Lord have mercy on humanity. We have gone astray. Can't reconcile our differences. Can't seem to find our way. Now we could come together if we meet on common ground, or face off with each other and bring the whole thing down. And some folks wanna build a wall to keep out what they fear, but think that's gonna make you safe. Let's get one thing clear. Ain't nobody got time for this. People gotta learn to coexist. You can stand your ground, you can shake your fist, but if you got nothing to contribute, you won't be missed. 'Cause ain't nobody got time for this. People got to learn to coexist. Lately I've been looking for that multicolored dream, echoed in the words of Martin Luther King. A dream that spoke for justice and proclaimed equality, only to be buried in a white democracy. We made some progress, but it's not enough. We got to keep on dreaming till the world wakes up. 'Cause ain't nobody got time for this. People got to learn to coexist. You can stand your ground, you can shake your fist, but if you got nothing to contribute, you won't be missed. 'Cause ain't nobody got time for this. People got to learn to coexist. Now let's see if we can break this down so we can work things out. We're all in this together, that's what this country's all about. But when the American dream goes up for sale, big business owns the government, and the game is rigged so the working man gets crushed by the establishment. We got a system of injustice based on inequality, and we fight each other in the name of freedom just to keep our dignity. Playing these games of separation, we're messing with the rules. We gotta live together as brothers, or die together as fools. Talking about hate and prejudice, ain't nobody got time for this. Ignore the poor while the rich get fat, people ain't gonna roll with that. Stuck in that old consciousness, the future ain't got no time for this. Racial bias, bigotry, that shit's so last century. Cause ain't nobody got for this. People got to learn to coexist. You can stand your ground and you can shake your fist, but if you don't join the evolution, you'll be dismissed. Cause ain't nobody got time for this. People got to learn to coexist. Radicals, terrorists, ain't nobody got time for this. White supremacists, ain't nobody got time for this. Greedy corporate strategists, ain't nobody got time for this. Come on now.
I'll tell you what, mankind is one hell of a piece of work. All the other creatures on the planet seem to get along and accept their place in the natural order of things. You know what I'm talking about, the balance of nature. Mankind, on the other hand, imagines that humans are superior to all the other living things, and instead of honoring the balance of nature, well, we try to control it, exploit it, manipulate it, and monetize it. So just where do humans get this idea of superiority over all the living things and proprietary rights over the planet? Well, humans base their sense of superiority on their ability to reason, which is a questionable skill at best. Using our ability to reason, we also came up with this story about a super superior being that created humans as lesser superior beings, and created the world as a kind of theme park for humans, and runs the whole operation from corporate headquarters located somewhere up in the sky. Now, just in case you're having trouble accepting this story, we invented religion to back it up. And we didn't just invent one religion that represents the one truth. We came up with a whole lot of religions, all claiming to have their own version of the truth. Seems to me that the real purpose of religion is to divide folks up into tribes so that each tribe can feel superior to the other tribes. Folks really got this thing about feeling better than the rest. And not only do we like feeling better than the rest, well, we also feel the need to protect ourselves from each other. So we build walls and invent weapons and start wars, all in a never-ending effort to keep ourselves feeling safe from each other and superior to all the others. Now, I ain't saying that our ability to reason is the blame for all this nonsense, but I am saying that most of our problems seem to be rooted in another one of our little inventions called the lie of separation. Thinking we're separate from the other folks on the planet, separate from the other living things, separate from the planet itself, separate from the stars, from the galaxies, from the universe, and separate from the process of creation. But you know, when we take a step back from the lie of separation, we see that we're connected to all living things. We're connected to the earth. We're connected to the stars. We're connected to the universe. And we're connected to the source of creation. Now, this ain't my personal philosophy, and I'm not trying to get into some theological argument with you. All you gotta do is look at a baby being born and you know what I'm talking about. This is a truth that exists in each and every human heart. Now, given our ability to reason, you would think that we would be able to put our heads together once and for all and come up with a way to dismantle the lie of separation. You would think. One would hope.
We pledge allegiance to illusion. We salute the barricade. We keep the peace safe from intrusion. The weapons that we made, and we sleep with one eye open, keeping cover at our back. We stand guard at the border, we prepare for attack, but there is no enemy, no enemy. We strike against our fear, shadow boxing in the mirror. But there is no enemy. Long ago man chose up sides and started keeping score, but no one was ever really sure who God was working for. So the church was hired to kidnap his son and hold him there as bait. But when we asked God for the ransom, he refused to negotiate. He said there is no enemy, no enemy. We strike against our fear, shadow boxing in the mirror, but there is no enemy. We run against our brothers and struggle for first place, as if one could beat another in the human race. And we all marched off to World War III. Armies came from everywhere. But when we all met on the battlefield, no one else was there. There is no enemy, no enemy. We strike against our fear, shadow boxing in the mirror, but there is no enemy. Lines. A dark nightmare came creeping and mushroomed in their minds. 2,000 years of humanity let out a silent scream and vanished in the morning light as if it all had been a dream. But in reality, there's no enemy. We strike against our fate, shadow boxing in the mirror, but there is no enemy, no enemy, no enemy, no enemy. There is no enemy, no enemy, no enemy, no enemy. There is no enemy, no enemy, no enemy, no enemy. There is no enemy, no
So, two planets meet out in space. One asks the other one, "How you feeling?" "Ooh, not so good," says the other planet. "I got Homo sapiens." "Tough luck, buddy," says the other planet. But hang in there, they don't last. It's kind of like that old saying, you don't miss your planet until your resources run dry.
We are all part of the web of life, and we are all connected. And as we affect a single strand, the whole web is affected. Here comes karma with names on the list, sneaking up behind you like some kind of terrorist. There's nowhere to run to, there's nowhere to hide when that safe little world starts to crumble from inside. It might be a good idea to move on up the higher ground. It looks like we're in for some heavy weather coming down. We're using up the resources, headed for a crash. We're selling out the future, we're trading off the past. The polar cap is melting, the Gulf is heating up. Look out for Mother Nature when she's finally had enough. Hush now, Mama, what's that sound? It looks like we're in for some heavy weather coming down. Now you can talk about the revolution and the way you like the world to be arranged, but if you're not part of the solution, you're a part of what needs to be changed. Some plutonium. Maybe we could play a game of nuclear roulette. It's a race to the finish line, just a bluff from borrowed time. Everyone keeps facing off and raising the bet. You better hang on to your hat if your planet is sticking around. It looks like we're in for some heavy weather coming down. It looks like we're in for some heavy weather coming down. Yeah, looks like we're in for some heavy weather coming down. Stop, hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's coming down. It looks like we're in for some heavy weather coming down.
Whether you believe in climate change or not, the effects are real. We're way past the point of political debate on this thing. It ain't gonna matter what kind of political system we have if we ain't got an ecosystem to support it. And it's way too late for a scientific debate. The only science you need to know is denial is not a renewable source of energy. There may be storm clouds up the road, but there's no turning back. Every disaster brings opportunity. Global climate change is an opportunity for humanity to come together in support of a common cause. Maybe we can all agree on making ourselves energy independent. Or maybe we can agree on cleaning up our air and cleaning up our water, making the planet more livable, more sustainable. Or maybe we can simply agree on taking care of the environment and protecting it for future generations. However you want to agree on it, it's time that we take care of ourselves, take care of each other, take care of our home. It's a good day to care. Are you feeling alienated, oppressed, persecuted? Or maybe you're feeling entitled, superior, privileged. And are these feelings keeping you from getting all you can out of your life? Why not do what millions of other folks have done to free themselves from these nagging issues associated with being human? When it feels as if the world is closing in on you and there's enemies all around you and you need fast relief, why not try war? Pesky natives occupying your land conquests? Declare war on them. Take that land. You don't agree with some religious affiliation? Declare war on them and on their beliefs. You fancy the resources of some foreign region? Declare war on that region and take those resources. Or maybe a previous war has drained your national economy and you're feeling kind of down. Well, come on now, get on up and start another one. Nothing makes a broken population feel better than blind nationalism. Now, right about now, you may be asking yourself, is war right for me? And how do I identify who is my enemy? Well, it's easier than you might think. The enemy is any individual or group of individuals that threatens your way of life. Remember, when it comes to war, complacency is compliance, and silence is consent.
This just We interrupt the scheduled program with this exclusive breaking news, an in-depth report on the war. We have confirmation of escalation, and we invite you to stay tuned for more. It's not about democracy, freedom, or justice for all. The enemies change, but the game is the same. It's business as usual. War is planned in boardrooms and packaged by the media for sale. And now for a look at who wins war. Let's follow the money trail. The winners will not be publicized. Their faces will not be seen. They're the backers and the CEOs who run the war machine. They're the ones who supply the weapons to the troops that we deploy. The ones who invest in our global quest to invade, occupy, and destroy. In other news, the economy is up. Stay tuned for the Dow Jones report. We thank you for your interest in the war. It would not be possible without your support.
We pledge allegiance to the greed of the divided states of America and to the system for which it stands, one nation under siege by economic inequality, with freedom for a few and justice for all. All who can afford it, that is. These days, everything is upside down, inside out, and sideways. We got public servants serving themselves. We got gangsters in the government. We got professional criminals in the private sector. And we got innocent people in jail. Propaganda is replacing the news, while opinion is replacing the truth. Compassionate humanism is eclipsed by corporate capitalism. We provide tax breaks for the rich while we marginalize the less fortunate. We devalue individuality, celebrate celebrity, glorify affluence, demonize dissent, disregard kindness, and normalize hate. The real threat to our democracy will not come from outside forces set on destroying our American way of life. It will come from within, standing between us and challenging our basic freedoms. The real threat to the soul of America is economic inequality. Now, the folks in government don't like to talk about economic inequality for fear that it may inspire civil disobedience. Like the old saying goes, if you ain't part of the solution, you're probably in politics. Well, folks, it's time to get beyond politics so we can fix the problem at hand. So come on now, let's talk about that dirty little secret that ain't a secret anymore. Truth be told, the Democrats and Republicans are all on the same side and they all serve the same masters. It's kind of like gambling in a big casino with red tables and blue tables, but the house is always in control of the game. And the house always wins. From an economic perspective, when 40% of the wealth of our nation is controlled by 1% of the population, it's a sure sign the system is broken. From a political perspective, when our basic human rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness are reduced to rhetoric and campaign promises, it's a sure sign the system is broken. When the love of power replaces the power of love, it's a sure sign the system is broken. You see, we got ourselves here a system that runs on greed and controls people by systemizing fear. What we need is a new system that runs on compassionate social action and empowers people by systemizing love. You know, there's an old joke. If love is the answer, would you mind repeating the question? Now, you see, that joke don't work anymore because now we know what the question is. If love is the answer, the question is, how do we apply it to our daily lives, to our community, and to the world? In other words, how do we systemize love? Well, I'm here to tell you there are as many answers to that question as there are people on the planet. It's best you keep it simple. Start right where you are with just what you got. And if you only choose one path, I suggest you choose love. And if you only choose one action, I suggest you go with kindness.
Everybody wants it, but nobody's got it to give. But how you gonna know it if you don't ever show it? You got to demonstrate it. We grind through the day, knowing that this ain't no way to live. If you wanna feel the flow, you know you gotta let it go. You got to circulate it. Bring on the season of compassion. Get your heart in motion, put your love in action. Giving back is coming back in fashion. All that loving you've been saving for so long, come on and pass it on. Bring on the season of compassion. Come on, come on, come on, come on, let your love on. Come on, come on, come on, come on, let your love on. Everybody got their game on, trying to stake a claim on this illusion. But when you get to the top, take a look at what you got. You could be missing something when all is said and done. But now the number one is a delusion. It's not about how much you make, who you are or what you take. It's about what you bring. So bring on the season of compassion. Let's get our hearts in motion. Let's put our love in action. If we wanna feel the power and the passion, we gotta cash in all that loving we've been saving for so long. Come on and pass it on. Bring on the season of compassion. Come on, come on, come on, come on, get your love on. Come on, come on, come on, come on, get your love on. Come on, come on, come on, come on, get your love on. Come on, come on, come on, come on, get your love on. Sometimes this world seems like it's closing in. So much desperation, fear and land. But that's the time you've got to go within. Find out what you're made of and pour it out. Bring on the season of compassion. We don't need no reason to put some love in action. Giving back is coming back now. Coming back in fashion. And something new is breaking through. It's a way to live based on what we give. Bring on the season of compassion. Come on, come on, come on, come on, get your love on. Come on, come on, come on, come on, get your love on. Once you get woke, you gotta wake up the community. Come on, let's bring on a brand new reality. Starting out locally, rolling out globally. Where there's a conflict, we bring the unity. Where there's injustice, we bring equality. To darkness and dissonance, we're bringing light and harmony. To fix the broken system, we're bringing a new economy. With peace as the treasury and love as the currency. Compassion. Get your love on. Come on, come on, come on, come on, get your love on.
You know, it ain't no coincidence, us meeting up and having this little conversation. Around here, nothing happens by accident. I reckon you've been looking at the state of the world today, seeing the struggles, feeling the strain, and thinking somebody's got to do something. Well, all right. I see you and I raise you. Maybe these ideas are coming to you because you're being called to step up. Maybe that's exactly why we're having this little conversation. The political system is broken and it ain't gonna be fixed by those who broke it. Our social systems are in need of repair and we ain't gonna find the solutions to our problems at the level of the problem. The world today needs leaders, and the one who's gonna lead us may be closer than you think. Now, I ain't saying I got the answers, but I know where to find them. The leaders we're looking for and the answers we're waiting on are right here within us all. If we ain't gonna make the changes, who's gonna?
What if we were the love we were seeking to find? What if we were the hope for all mankind? What if someone was needed to save the planet and the job was yours and mine? And what if there was no more time? What if it turns out we are the one, and the hero we've been waiting for has come? The answer is at hand. Someone was sent to reveal the plan. What if it turns out we are the one? What if your heart was holding a gift you were sent here to share? The world was crying for love, and the cries came from everywhere. What if you knew no matter how much love you gave, there was an infinite supply to spare? What if heaven was up the road and love could lead us there? What if it turns out we are the one, and the hero we've been waiting for has come? The answer is at hand. Someone was sent to reveal the plan. What if it turns out we are the one? What if it turns out we are the one? What if it turns out we are the one? What if it turns out we are the one? Who will bring salvation? Who will bring redemption? Who will bring compassion? Who will bring the transformation?
Yeah, I know. Everybody wants to change the world. Nobody's got a plan we can all agree on. Truth be told, when you get right down to it, changing the world is more about cleaning up the mess we've made of it. Now, it's a very simple idea, but it's worth considering. Take a look at the universe, and then take mankind out of the picture for a moment. You just might discover everything's fine just the way it is. Nothing's broken, nothing's lacking, nothing's running out. The universe seems to be pretty much in balance, and it don't really need mankind. The universe does just fine on its own. So if you're thinking about changing the world, you might think about starting with changing your perception. Open your mind, see what you find. But a little word of caution. Once you start expanding your perception, you might start to feel kind of inconsequential, powerless, separate from the universe. No worries, that's just your ego throwing a little tantrum. A word of comfort, the universe is in constant motion and everything's in place. You can catch the wave, you can flow with the current, or you can ride the tide. You just got to keep a few things in mind. First off, you are not inconsequential. Now, I ain't gonna explain that to you. That's for you to figure out. Secondly, you are not powerless. If someone tries to convince you otherwise, you gotta understand it's probably because they're feeling powerless. So be considerate, because you've got the upper hand in the situation. And lastly, you are not separate from the universe. You're part of it all, and you have your place just like everything else. And that's the truth. The trick is, what you do with it is completely up to you.
Waiting on the new world. I'm waiting on the world to live as one. I'm waiting on the promise of a brand new world. More and more each day, I hear people say, we got to save this world 'cause it's starting to fall. It might be true, but still it seems there's so many things in this old world that ain't worth saving at all. Like mankind's inhumanity, fear-based ideologies, war, greed, inequality, discrimination and bigotry, and we're defended by our prejudice, divided by our fear. Tell me, who do you trust when there's only us, and where do we go from here? I'm waiting on the new world, knowing that there must be more than this, waiting on the promise of a brand new world. I'm waiting on the new world, waiting for the world to live as one, waiting for the vision to come to fruition. I'm waiting on the new world. The human heart is an open field where visions wait to be revealed. Come on and meet me where the dreams are wild and free. We can watch the new world being born, the formless turning into form. We can see the dream become reality, and we're imagining this dream we're in is happening right now. And the impossible is possible, is possible somehow. We're bringing in the new world, knowing that it all begins like this, believing in the promise of a brand new world, bringing in the can live as one. We're seeing the vision come to fruition. We're bringing in the new world. Bringing in the new world. Bringing in the new world. The dream we believe in will be received in the new world. Bringing in the new world. Bringing in the new world. We're seeing the vision come to fruition. We're bringing in the new world.
What do you see when you look out there? Can you see your thoughts appearing before your eyes? What do you see when you look within? Can you see the world you would like to actualize? Everything begins with a single thought, unfolding with focused intention. And the world is shaped by our perception. Let's reach into the formless and bring it into form. It's a good day to be reborn. Seems like there's a lot of hate going around these days. But hate's nothing new. It's as old as ignorance, as blind as bigotry, and as prevalent as prejudice. So why is hate trending? Well, hate seems to always rise up when folks are feeling broken down in some way. Disenfranchised, marginalized, oppressed. You see, hate is a kind of manipulation used by the forces in power to divide and conquer. Oldest trick in the book. Find a way to separate folks, and you got yourself one of the most effective ways to control the population. But you want to know the real source of hate, the perpetrator of the conflict, the insidious power that's controlling us with lies? It's fear. It's fear that feeds the hate. It's fear that separates us from the truth. And it's fear that causes that feeling of powerlessness that makes us believe that we're under attack. Fear can take over your mind. It can take over a nation. It can systemize our whole way of life. But hold on now. Before you let fear run off with your imagination, here's the thing. Once you realize that hate is being driven by fear and fear is based on a lie, you're ready to free yourself from the illusion. That's right. There's a key to freedom, and I'm going to give it to you. Whenever you encounter hate, or you see fear in action, or you feel your own fear taking over, stop right where you are. Remember that you have a choice. And in that moment, tap into your power of choice and choose love over fear. As soon as you choose love, your fear is going to dissolve right before your eyes. And as you begin to choose love on a regular basis, you'll begin to systemize your love and allow it to transform your world. But don't take my word for it. I suggest you take the 30-day challenge. Starting with every action you take, every choice you make, and every cake you bake. Ask yourself before every response, before every action, before every intention, am I reacting to fear or am I being motivated by love? Do this for 30 days. If you fall off, it's okay. Start at day 1 and choose again. And once you get 30 days under your belt, I guarantee you're gonna see your world transform. See, what you're really doing here is by choosing a perception of love, you're making a conscious decision to rise above the illusion of separation and see things the way they really are. Take the 30-day challenge and catch the wave of love.
I wake up each day knowing it's my lucky day. My cup is overflowing, everything's coming my way. And life is an adventure, but what else could it be? The world is a reflection of the love inside of me. I'm in love, it's everywhere I go. I'm in love, it's the only thing I know. It's deep within, it's all around, it's coming down from up above. Yes, I guess I must be blessed. I'm in love. You know I love my baby, but it don't come from the girl. I love the world I'm living in, but it don't come from the world. I got cause for celebration, but it ain't no holiday. I just open up the present, look inside, and then I say, I'm in love. It's everywhere I go. I'm in love. It's the only thing I know. It's deep within, it's all around, it's coming down from up above. Yes, I guess I must be blessed. I'm in love. Love ain't no fantasy, it ain't magic or a mystery. Love is a decision, tell me what's it gonna be? I could store it up inside myself, or I could let it go. I could look for it in someone else, or wait for it to show. And if I need a reason, I don't have to look too far. I just open up my eyes and see the way things really are. I'm in love. It's everything I see. I'm in love. My love is up to me. It's deep within, it's all around, it's coming down from up above. Yes, I guess I must be blessed. I'm in love. I'm in love. Yes, I guess I must be blessed. Yes, I guess I must be blessed. Yes, I guess I must be blessed. I'm in love.
When the peaceful revolution began, we were seeking social change. We figured it might be up to us to create the world we wanted, so we just got started. Some of us got involved in awareness by seeking the truth, speaking the truth, and sharing the truth. Some of us got involved in organization by forming groups, building communities, and starting movements. And some of us got involved in action by taking to the streets, marching on the front lines, and standing up for what we believe. And after a long spell of darkness, we came upon the dawning of the new humanism. Now, we're rising above politics, and we're taking a collective responsibility for the social change we want to see. We're finding our affinity in unity with our sisters and our brothers, and we're changing the cultural climate with the love we share with each other. As it turns out, the peaceful revolution is really a revolution of the heart. It's a good day to wake up.